Hello, Squidly Games here. In this video, I'd like to go over the goals that I have for this channel and for this next year in learning game development. And so, see here, I typed out the goals that I have for the rest of 2019. And so, for September, I want to learn the basics of 3D movement. And inside of here, I want to be able to move around with the WASD keys and jump with the space bar. Be able to do pretty much the same thing, but with like a PlayStation controller. And to also have the camera follow the player. Currently, I have basic player movement, and you can jump. See here, let me just play it. You can move side to side, forward and back, jump. You can go in any direction, but sometimes when I just hold the space bar, he does this weird thing. I don't know if I can get it to do it, but he falls over. Maybe I fixed it. I don't know. But that's what I have. I don't have the camera following him yet, and he doesn't turn around when he moves into a different direction or anything. I'm going to try to get that done and show an update next week. And then some extra stuff, if I'm able to get that done early, is to be able to sprint and maybe crouch and have a player controlled camera, so that way you can move the camera around freely, rotating around the player. And also being able to interact with objects or other characters, whatever. Press E on the keyboard or Y on the controller. I tried to do sprint. I haven't gotten it to work yet. When I try it, it doesn't move at all. Unity shows that it's moving over here in its position that it moves, but the model itself does not move, so I'm gonna have to figure that one out. But yeah, that's my goal for the rest of September. In October, I decided I wanted to learn some 3D modeling, and I'm gonna try and learn Blender, the newest version. Right now is the 2.8. I thought it'd be a little more fun if I was able to use a character that I personally made, and so yeah, I wanted to spend the month of October learning Blender, and my goal is to be able to create a model of an original character to use in this project, and also learning how to implement Blender files into Unity. And then after that, in November, I want to try and learn basic UI, or the user interface. And to do that, I want to make sure I know how to make a main menu, a pause menu, and text box dialog. And well, with the text box dialog, if I can either combine it with this if I get the chance to do it, or I can just add this onto the text box dialog when I get to that point. And then if I get all that done, and try to make like a map in like that you can access through the pause menu, and a mini map that'll be in the corner of the screen, and like basic HP, MP, maybe AP gauge, and also implementing settings into the pause or main menu. And then December, I want to be able to get basic combat done. So maybe like swing a sword or punch, kick, something. To have a guard and also a dodge. And then if I get all that done and still have time, I want to get a basic attack combo going. And after that, maybe some special attacks like your dashing attack or spinning attack, something. And then at the end of the year, I want to hold a special, kind of like a personal game jam that's kind of a review of what I've learned so far, in which I, from scratch, pretty much recreate everything that I've learned. Make a very basic prototype of a level in which the character can run around, the camera can move around, can interact with random objects. That'll probably just say something, because I haven't actually made anything to fight. But yeah, I'm gonna give myself about a week at the end of the year, and I am planning on uploading what I make. So anyone who wants to try and play it can play it, and very open for feedback. And then I do have 2020 goals as a continuation off of the 2019 goals, which January, basic level design, add some platforming, learn some landscaping, moving from one room to another, maybe adding some loading screens. February is basic effects like lighting, camera filters, particle effects, sound effects. In March, I kind of want to add on to the combat and add some magic, and that is damaging, things that buff or debuff you or the enemy, and some magic that interacts with the environment, like knocking things back, and helping the player jump higher, as well as I'd like to add some RPG elements like adding equipment, and thus adding stats and the storage system, and extra like classes, and adding like magic to those basic attacks from earlier. So instead of doing like a normal punch, you do a fire punch and whatnot. Then in April, get some basic enemies in, so I have something to actually fight now that I have all this combat stuff. Make some smaller enemies that run around, some larger enemies that'd be harder to kill, and then if I've got some time, learn how to make a boss. And then in May, going off the AI thing, I want to make a companion that follows around the player, helps attack enemies, supports the player by healing or buffing, debuffing, and extra, maybe try to figure out how I can implement a team attack Um, that one sounds really complicated. I don't know if I'll be able to do it or not, but if I finish all this, I will definitely try. And then in June, I want to implement saving and loading multiple save datas and having an auto save feature in it. And then extra, try and understand and learn how to do like New Game Plus things. In July, do a little bit more with the movement, be able to jump onto ledges. So if something's too tall to just jump on top of, as long as you can touch near the top, the character grabs onto that ledge, and then you can just jump on top of that from there. Maybe doing a double jump or an air dash and glide, and also being able to pick up and throw objects. Then in August, around this time, I'm planning on transferring to a university, and from there, I'm going to be a full-time student. I don't know how much time I'll be able to put into this like I would be able to before then. And so in August, before I start university, I want to do another game jam where I put, once again, everything I learned from 2019, from these goals, as well as everything from 2020 that I would have learned. And I want to try and get it done before school starts. School starts usually like at the end of August. But if not, then, at least by September 1st, I want to upload that demo. This is a lot more stuff, so I figured maybe instead of just a week, I'd give myself a whole month to try and implement this. Again, this is going to be from scratch. And yeah, I'll upload that. And then in October, and this is, I don't know how much time I'd have for these, but I would like to try and learn how to do cutscenes. Both the cinematic cutscenes, in the games where the CG looks a lot better. And also creating the in-game cutscene where they use the same models that you're playing with for the cutscene. And maybe do a little bit of voice acting. Throw that in there. Excuse me. And then in November, I'm gonna try and optimize everything to try and make everything look neat, use the least amount of memory possible, and try not to lose any performance. I'm gonna try and make the animations look even better, models look better, sound effects sound better, particle effects look better, and if I'm falling behind on any of these, or I was able to get all my main stuff but not able to do any of the extra stuff, I can do that. And then if all of that's done and there's still things, I still have time to do things, I want to learn how to incorporate some mini games. And then I want to start doing, like, at the end of every year, to do that 1 month game jam kind of a thing where everything that I've learned so far up to that point, I use that and make a game from scratch, and I'll upload that game again, and I'll ask for your feedback. So yeah, that's pretty much my goals for the next year or so. This is subject to change. Like I said, I have close to no experience. I have no idea how difficult or time consuming any of these things are going to be. But these are my goals. I'm going to try and stick with it best I can and upload weekly devlogs so you guys can stay updated with what I'm doing. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.